Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Detour Live. I'm your host, Dan Jones, joined as always, four-time National Road Champion from Australia, John Trevorrow, voice of cycling, Phil Liggett, and head DS for Team BikeExchange Jayco, Matthew White, and happy International Women's Day to all the ladies out there. Johnny, surely you got some special words to all our female audience?
Well, of course, I'm a big fan of the ladies, and especially of ladies in sport.
Good job you qualified that, John.
I just love setting him up. Just what's he going to give us here?
No, I mean, but women's cycling has been great for a while, but some of the racing they've been putting on in the last couple of years has been amazing, getting better and better. I thought the just very recent Strade Bianche was another a great event. But look, women in sport, there she is, the Belgian champion, Lottie Kopecky. So it's good to see the Dutch copper hiding for herself, not hiding. I mean, she was right there, great race, but get beaten because they've been dominating the Dutch ladies. But yeah, look, women's sport, I'm a big fan. Women's footy is just getting better and better. And International
Janice,
Women's Day.
She said, thanks, happy International Women's Day. So there you go. Now over to you, Whitey. You're on the ground at Paris-Nice. We've got you up early, but you're an early riser anyway. How's it all going with the boys?
Yeah, good. Action-packed day yesterday, as we knew it would be, with the crosswinds all day. We got through Simon Yates in the front group there, but unfortunately Dylan Grubingen crashed twice, and when he needed a bike change, we were car 21. By the time we got to him, we ended up in group 4, so he didn't get a chance to sprint yesterday, which is a shame because he's in good shape. But as far as the GC battle yesterday, there's a lot of guys missed out, and we're in a good position. With today's the last of the flat days, with the time trial tomorrow, and then 4 pretty heavy days to Nice coming up. But today's the longest day of Paris-Nice, and the weather is considerably warmer, which is good.
Phil?
Yeah, well, I think the first 2 days of Paris-Nice have been absolutely fabulous bike racing to watch on television. Quite clearly, Jumbo-Visma has taken this race very seriously. They did research at that finishing circuit, and the result was that research paid off. 1, 2, 3 at the line, show of strength on the last climb, and put Roglic in a super position right now. And what a start for Christophe Laporte, his first race virtually with the team, having left Cofidis over the season, and he wins his World Tour stage just like that. I think that team's going to be the team to beat, obviously. Van Aert keeps recovering from little problems he gets along the way and pops out the front with sheer strength. And I'm sure we won't go through the program without talking about the man taking part in the Tirreno Adriatico, Tadej Pogacar, because that guy is magic.
Yeah, what were your thoughts on that race, Whitey? Because I was talking to George Bennett last night, and he said that, after UAE, they had to stay in the country for another 3 or 4 days and meet dignitaries and all that. And he literally just landed, got off the plane, then bang, comes out and puts in a performance like that.
Yeah, he's a special one. Was definitely a once in a generation rider, and what he's shown is not that only can he win 3-week tours, but he can win on nearly any terrain. And he saw the TT result yesterday. He was third in a dead flat TT behind some of the world's best time trialers. And he can ride on gravel, he can ride on pave, he can TT, he can handle himself for 3 weeks. He's a very, very complete athlete. And the two Slovenians, they're nearly unstoppable at the moment, and they're winning most times. They pin on a number.
I was going to ask you, Whitey, what your thoughts on today, Pogacar. Let me get the Pogacar. Got to get that right. You think I'd know it by now? We have to say his name often enough. I haven't seen many rides like that. I mean, they're starting to compare him with Eddie Merckx, and rightfully so, because it's Merckx type performances he's doing. But 50k to go, and he rides away. With the best in the world chasing him, and they just can't catch him. So, pretty impressive.
There is a difference there, Sorry, Matthew. There is a difference between Merckx and Pogacar in as much that Eddie was called the cannibal for one simple reason: he couldn't stand losing a bike race, and he was out to kill everybody from the minute he started racing. Whereas Tadej, if all reported to be believed, just rides a bike because he loves it and he can't control himself and he enjoys racing. That's what happened in Strade Bianche, and I guess we might see some demonstration in Tirreno when we get the chance.
Well, show some big kahunas. Why are you attacking on a downhill on gravel?
Yeah. No, he's like I said before, he's a special one, and he's going to be the clear favourite in Tirreno for sure. He's taken 30 seconds out of his nearest rivals just in the TT alone, so he's in a good place.
Well, unfortunately,
sorry, mate.
He just got caught up in the big crash that there wasn't really much you could do there. And you could see riders when they were going down, they were literally getting blown by the wind. And I saw he posted a pic when he was in hospital afterwards. He looks like he's come out of it pretty unscathed, bit of skin off and so forth.
Yeah, he got 10 stitches in the chin, but he had a not a bad ride yesterday, and he's looking to build through Tirreno. He'll give a couple of the medium mountain stages a crack, and he's building for Milan-San Remo.
Yep.
I was going to ask you, Whitey, about Christophe Laporte, because, he's been around for a while, just moved over to Jumbo, as we spoke about. But he really has stepped up. I mean, his ride with the three of them was amazing, but he finished third the next day in virtual sprint finish, the tough men's sprint finish, but still, he really has stepped up.
Yeah, yes. Like he came on the scene maybe 3 or 4 years ago. When Burhani was at Cofidis, and he was actually getting probably as good, if not better, results there. And he'd been on Cofidis for most of his career. I think it's been a good move, positive move, and I think he'll also play a big role in that Classics campaign around Van Aert. I think he's very handy up north, and he's not a pure sprinter, but he's fast and he's got an engine on him. So I think him and Van Aert will be a very good combination when we get up to the Northern Classics in Belgium in a couple of weeks' time.
Yeah, I rather like Christophe Laporte, and the French need somebody to cheer in the upcoming Tour de France. But I think you're right, Matt. He got in the comfort zone, I think, in Cofidis. He turned pro for them in 2014, I think. And he's never been with any other team until this week when he started with Jumbo-Visma. And
it's easy. I think it's the problem. I think in French cycling really is there's so many teams. There's so many teams that anyone who's half decent does get in the comfort zone because they pay them well, and there's no enticement or encouragement for them to leave. And I think it's probably a big move for his career to step outside that bubble and go to a team that has a different mentality. And I think he will reap the benefits of the move to Jumbo over the next couple of years.
Yeah, and the big reference says
I think the French do have someone to cheer for in that Alaphilippe, who you're just about to mention. He goes all right, Phil.
Yeah, but he's on a Belgian team, you see. That's the difference, I think.
But his crash in Strade Bianche was something, not just him. I mean, the wind somehow picked them all up, but his somersault was really something special. The vision of that.
I've got it somewhere. Hang on. I can play it.
Nine for execution, 3 for landing.
Exactly. Here we go.
Yeah, but you've got to admit, you see, when you're a world champion, you do everything really well.
Like you look at some of the slow-mos there when he's like mid-air, like that is some classic height. And then the guys behind, as you said, they just blow into the ditch.
Look, he could have easily walked away there with some serious injuries as well. That's you could land awkwardly on your back, and you never know what could happen. So he's walked away from that quite well. He had a rough day in the office, that's for sure. Big chase to get back on, and then his lights went out a little bit later on. But it was a pretty tough day in Strade. Really, really windy and a dry, dusty edition. But it's going to be some really good racing this week with both Paris-Nice and Tirreno running side by side.
Rick's got a question for you, Whitey. What do you see? What do you guys see Pidcock achieving over the next few years? I think he's re-signed with Grenadiers. Isn't he?
€4 million. I see him opening a bigger bank account.
Well, that helps. Yeah, but what do you think he'll be doing?
I know that for the immediate future, the next 2 or 3 years, he's going to stick to the similar sort of template that he's on at the moment, and that's be a multi-sport athlete. So he's going to tap into the mountain bike stuff, tap into the cyclocross stuff, and he's not going to do any GC as far as the Grand Tours over the next 3 years. He's made that pretty clear. But look, very, very talented, and he can win on a lot of the one-day races that we've got here. And I think it'd be really interesting to see how he goes this year in the classics with another year under the belt. And last year was his first time up there, and he's rode some really solid rides. And he also climbs quite well as well. So he's potentially one of the world's best one-day riders. I see him turning into.
Now, back to what we were saying about Paris-Nice with the 1-2-3 finish. George Bennett loves a good conspiracy theory, and he said, the French hated Jumbo-Visma for, dominating the Tour de France and obviously losing it, I think it was 2020 to Tadej Pogacar in the end. But he said it was such a good move letting the Frenchman win, just to win back that sort of support from the locals. It was a pretty easy decision in the end, you'd think, Iffy.
Well, it wasn't just because he's French and they're in France. It's because he did a fantastic job. Roglic, is favourite to win the bike race.
Yeah.
I'm sure that they were just thinking about a man who's done a lot of work for them. Is going to do a lot of work for them this year to give him an opportunity. That's all it was about.
But what it reminded me of, and this is the lead-in, is how important was it? Little things like I remember back in 2014, Whitey, when you had the opening stage of the Giro and it was the team time trial and you made the call to give the jersey to a guy like Swain Tuff.
Yeah, look, I probably wouldn't have given it to the Frenchie. With Roger the clear favourite to win this race, I think every second can count. But it was a good move. I think it was a good move on the publicity front, and a good move because they will be turning to Christophe for a lot of work to help Roglic over the next 1 or 2 years. So a simple act like that, giving him a stage, and they'd taken some good time. They'd taken some good time already. They were comfortably going to win the stage. So it was a good move, I think, as well.
Don't forget, he worked so hard on that stage, and they obviously all recognise this guy's with us. He's one of us now, and they've given him a new mental approach to the sport. I think he's going to have a great season. Yep. So you're right. That was a present, yes, but it was a present because of the work he delivered during the day. I'm sure of that.
But my point earlier was did you see effect on the culture from when Swaino took the pink jersey back in 2014? In fact, sending a message that anyone on their day will get the opportunity, and it was almost paying back the work that he did the year before at the Tour de France.
Yeah, or every time we basically won a team's time trial was because of the work that Swain had done. So no, it does have a positive effect on the culture of the team, definitely, Jonesy. And at the end of the day, Roger's confident that he's going to be able to win this race anyway without the extra 4 seconds bonus, and he's just got a new teammate who's going to be even more committed for as long as they're around. So I think it was a very good move.
Now, if you anything you want to add to Whitey before we let him go?
As always, it's great to have you on board with us, mate. Paris-Nice, I know it's important to you in the preparation for Simon for the Giro, and you've got some tough days coming up. But he would have been disappointed to lose that bit of time on stage one. He also missed the split in last stage, although they came back together in the end. So. How is his form?
Good. Yeah, no, we're in a good place. John. I think by the end of the week, it'll be Quintana and the two Yateses will be the ones challenging for the podium come Sunday in Nice. So I said today we're just going to get through today. It's a long stage, 200k stage. A lot of headwind today, so it'll be a long day in the office. And then we've got a short, sharp time trial tomorrow with a hill in it. And then I think that the GC will. Then it'll work itself out over the next 4 days of tough stages. But no, I think we're in a good place, Simon's doing well, and we've got some pretty foul weather coming in over the weekend. So I don't know how cold it's going to be, but they're going to enjoy today's nice sunshine. But I think it is an important race for us to build, and I expect that we can arrive on the podium by Sunday.
Now, I think we mentioned the other day, you're normally at Torino, but you're obviously in France now. Geez, you've sacrificed a bit on the dinner table. Because the food at Torino, what cuisine have you been delighted with in France?
Well, I don't even know how to pronounce it. I don't eat it.
Awful.
No. You do make sacrifices. It's the first time in 14 years I haven't been in Torino. and probably last. I'm not a big fan of the cold, Jonesy, and it's been quite fresh the last few days around Paris and where we've been. But no, we've got a good team here, and it's good to start the juggernaut moving towards the Giro with a group of guys here, and the more races I do with Simon and a couple of those other key guys, the better running into May.
Mm. But back to the food, a lot of stews because it's cold. French stews, mushrooms,
buoy-based.
Yeah.
Last night was some sausages and some other hot stuff.
Bad.
But I've had a couple more croissants this week than I didn't.
Don't sound excited, Whitey. You don't sound very excited. Listen, before you go, Matty, and it's great to have you on as always.
Yeah, good luck, Matty.
But being an International Women's Day, we didn't really talk about the Strade Bianche Donna as the ladies' race. So we had two Aussies up there. We mentioned Lottie and Annemiek, who were the two strongest. They went away. They wouldn't work with Annemiek. They got caught, but they then rode away up the final climb, and they were the strongest. But the two Aussie girls who I was impressed with, Grace Brown, she was up there right in that mix in that final group. But I was really impressed with Ruby Roseman Gannon because, we only a couple of days ago, her first bash in those really tough Belgian classics, she was right up there. And again, first go on the gravel, and she was right in the mix. I think she finished about there towards the pointy end. So what were your thoughts on Ruby's ride?
Yeah, good, man. She's been a very, very good pickup for us, and I think the results she's shown so far in the first month of racing in Europe, it's obviously she's learning a lot, taking a lot in. These races, the more times you do them, the more confident you are, and she's handled herself very, very well in it is the first month of racing here in Europe. So I think she'll go home back now, and she'll be back up for the Northern Classics, and I know she's going to learn a lot from this first full season in Europe, and she's been a great finder and one of our best performers so far this year.
Yeah. Good stuff. Well, we appreciate you being on the detour, mate.
Grace is a beast. She'll come close to winning a one-day race this spring for sure. She's a very, very strong athlete. Can read a race very well, and she's in a good little team there. She's got some other good leaders around her, and I think FDJ women's team are one of the strongest teams to go head-to-head with SD Works for sure. So I expect some big things out of Grace this spring.
Good stuff, mate. Well, as we said, we appreciate you being on the Detour Potty. Good luck today, and good luck for the rest of Paris-Nice. And probably don't have too many of the cross-ons. Maybe balance them out every second day, mate.
Too much butter in them.
Pace yourself.
That's all I've got to eat.
Good stuff, mate. Well, we'll speak to you again soon. Good on you, mate.
All the best, Matty.
Matt White, time for a drinks break, guys. We'll be back with more, and we're gonna we've got Giving Day coming up in 2 days' time for the Amy Guild Foundation, so we'll have a chat about that.
Look at this bike. You think it's just a bike, right? But it's not. It's a bike 374 people are looking at. This guy, this girl, them, all looking at it. People from here, there, and wherever this is. People that are looking for a bike. Or just a piece of it. Amateurs, semi-amateurs, and pro-amateurs. This guy wants this bike, but with this crank and these bars. This could be the perfect match. But not this one. This girl has a bike to sell, and thousands of people might purchase it. Eyes on Bikes help grow small businesses. His, hers, yours, and the latest data and insights help those businesses keep moving. We are the world's #1 bike marketplace, with over 500,000 products and 900 brands, where buyers and sellers are brought together in a place where a bike is never just a bike. Bike Exchange, where the world buys, sells, learns, and rides.
Are you dreaming of the ultimate cycling holiday? Mumu Cycling is the best in the business. Official tour operators for all Grand Tours and monuments, you will ride the best climbs. Enjoy VIP access and race viewing, all hosted by some of the world's best pros, including 17-time Tour de France rider and Paris-Roubaix champion Stuart O'Grady. Start planning your ultimate holiday at www.mumucycling.com.
Thanks again to Bike Exchange and Mumu Cycling. Remember, if you want to book your tours, book with Mumu, MUMMU cycling.com. How they travelling, Iffy?
Yes, they're going well. What a voiceover. Thanks. Phil did that on the drop of a hat, and they can't stop raving about it. They're so happy. Yeah, look,
lovely.
They've just released a couple of new trips. There's a new trip in the Pyrenees. So there's got so many people wanting to go to the Tour de France that they're releasing a new trip. So if you want to come to that Pyrenees section, there are some spots available. I think there's a couple of spots available in most sections of the Tour de France. But and also for the final week of the Giro, there's a few spots still available there. So make sure you jump in. And they're doing a special trip for the women's Tour de France, and which starts on the final day of the men's tour. So 8 days, which will be an amazing trip. I'm staying on for that, so I'm really looking forward to that. It's going to be something special.
Oh my goodness, you're going to be away forever.
Yeah, not long enough. Some people say, not long enough. But yeah, I'm excited about that. So Vazzy and I are heading off to the Giro. So up to Budapest. I'm very excited about that as well, because I've never been there, and they tell me it's a wonderful country and a wonderful city. So looking forward to that. Vazzy's got a new role. He's going to be not just a photographer. I think he's going to be a movie cameraman as well. So
train him up.
Train him up. Yep, it'll be a lot of fun. But,
and the big one is Thursday, Amy Gillett Foundation Giving Day, 10th of March 2022. And thanks to everyone that's donated so far. It's all for a great cause. And to get involved with that, you've only got a couple of days to get your donations in. It's CHARIDY.com/AGF/58089, and that's how you donate on the Detour podcast page. I think Cheryl Mariner donated a couple $100.
Sheza and Vazzy, and I've been a bit slack, so I've only just sent out a little bit of a email today to a lot of my influential friends and asked them to target over the next day or so. But look, it is a special day. We know the Amy Gillett Foundation have been so influential in changing the laws of the roads to make it safer for cycling. It's vital funds for the Safe Roads for Safe Cycling campaign that they've been doing. They're working on some brilliant new ideas. And, the other events that they have done to raise funds, like the Grey Ocean Road Grand Fondo, haven't happened. So we do really need the support of our cycling family out there to jump in on it. And they've got some wonderful partners who have offered to match dollar for dollar. So every dollar that gets donated, some of the great partners of Amy Gillett are matching that. So that's good, because it doubles our detour donation that we will put in. But look, it is something special. I mean, anyone who rides the bikes out on the roads knows that we need a real awareness to everybody, to the cyclists and to the vehicles, about working together. And this campaign of a metre matters, a metre and a half matters, has been really, really great. But their new campaign to work with some with the councils to design cycle paths that move the cyclists away from the vehicles. That's the future. Like what they've been doing in Holland and Belgium and Scandinavia for nearly 100 years. We've been a little bit slow catching on to that, but it makes all the difference. Every bike you see is one less car on the road. Hey, think about that.
Yeah, That's right.
Well, you won't have a problem here soon, John, because our petrol is about to go through the roof. With oil trading yesterday up to $400 a barrel, when it started the year at about 85, gives you some idea.
Bloody Russians again.
Well, we suddenly realised that oil comes from Russia, unfortunately. But
it does.
We're now talking of redigging the oil fields here out of the North Sea.
You're right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Elon Musk has done a big push for America to step up and do some stuff. So, wait and see what happens. Anything else you want to add? Iffy, short and sharp episode tonight, mate.
Yeah, no. It was all about just awareness for the Amy Gillett Foundation. So all I can say is, come along on Thursday. Anyone who's in Melbourne now. Anyone say outside of Melbourne, just jump on a plane and come down and join us. So we're in at it's called the Older Fleet Building, which is evidently, it's in 477 Collins Street. So we'll be in there just after 12 o'clock. But I think the function starts at 2, right through till 5. And it's going to be, lots of fun. Anyone's welcome to come in and join the festivities. You and I are doing a podcast from there. I think it's going to be going about 3 o'clock, I think.
3 o'clock.
And that'll be a bit of fun. It's a bit early in the morning for you,
just
Phil.
a bit, yeah.
I know that Dan was saying poor old Matty having to get up early. Well, you're an hour earlier than him. It was only 7:30 when you jumped on this morning.
It was, yeah.
But, it'll be a great day. And if you really want to laugh, they've got me jumping on a stationary bike to do some sort of...
Oh, my goodness. Well, that's it.
Yeah.
We've got a comedy corner as well. That's excellent.
All of that, yeah. It should be good.
At 5 o'clock, you can watch Millionaire Hot Seat because I'll be on it. So,
yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, that's we've broken the news. 5 o'clock. Who wants to be millionaire?
Yeah.
Is Dan the man?
Yep. I can't say anything what happens, but it is a laugh. Simon Knowles, I'm back, guys. Yet again, loving the podcast. Rick Falconer, are you guys happy to answer questions? Of course we are, Rick. You got to be quick.
Rick. Yeah,
gotta be quick, Rick, because we're wrapping things up, mate. But yeah, no, as you said, fantastic cause with the Amy Gillett Foundation, and we'll do something special for the people that have donated as well. So the more you donate, the more favours Iffy's going to have to dish out. So charity.com, AGF 58089 to donate.
This is an organisation. It started out of the ashes of terrible tragedy, but I tell you, it's recognised now throughout Australia. It's got real clout, and it's well worth supporting.
Yeah, exactly right, mate. Exactly right.
Yeah.
Out of tragedy can sometimes come some, some wonderful moments as well.
We'll never forget Amy Gillett safe after what happened. Never. It sticks in my mind like, when they assassinated JFK. I could tell you where I was exactly the minute the gun went off. And sadly, I remember standing with Paul Show in a hotel bedroom during the Tour de France when the news reached us about the wipeout in Germany of the Australian team. So, yeah.
Yeah, it was tragic. Yeah, I remember it quite well as well. Yeah. Yeah. We weren't that far from them, actually.
No, you weren't.
Yeah, we were not close to the German border. Sorry, that was Shez just...
Millionaire set to record, so she'll be tuning in. I think the phone's going to be flooded. It's going to be flooded.
That's good.
I'm not going to watch it because I was there. I don't need to. I'm not big on that. I don't have an ego, John.
No. Eddie Maguire's already rang me to tell me how good you were.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah. There you go. We're home. All right. Thanks for joining us, Phil. Thanks, Iffy. Thanks,
absolute pleasure.
And we'll be live 3 o'clock on Thursday at live.
All right, we're going to wait for Rick. He's got a question for you, hasn't he?
What's he got? Okay, no, it has. You're right. Sorry, Rick. All right. Women's racing is really electric these days. Think if just the few races this season. What's that, Rick?
I think maybe
obviously it's a market worth chasing. Just wondering if the emphasis towards women's teams is getting stronger as they are putting on some fantastic races. I agree. I think the women's Tour de France this year is going to be huge. Paris-Roubaix. There's been heaps of massive steps forward.
And
I see Zwift have just signed on for the to be the major sponsor of the Women's Tour de France the next 4 years.
wow.
And Rick's nailed something there. If I was putting my money into a cycling team at the moment, it'd be a women's cycling team would get you the most value for money without any doubt. It's on the way up. The racing is just getting better and better. And finally, the whole world's realised about equality in sport. And it's going to be really special for women's cycling over the next 12 months.
Yeah.
Yep, definitely. All right. Well, that wraps the show short and sharp. This is just over 30 minutes, Iffy. Perfect.
Good.
It's a record. It's a record.
All right. Thanks for joining us, Phil. Thanks, Iffy.
All the
Thanks
Phil.
for supporting the show.
Thanks,
YouTube.com/The Detour Podcast. We'll see you on Thursday, 3 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, live from the Amy Gillett Giving Day. See you then. Cheers.
This